Hi, my name is Pierre-Marc Bekengema, and I'm here to talk to you about the NSP, Code of Ethics for Engineers. Now, when we see ethics, we usually think of a person that can distinguish what is right or what is wrong. That's the definition that we all have. But I believe being ethical is the ability to define what's right or what's wrong within a set of rules that has been applied in a community, right? And here we have the NSP, which is an association that takes part in making sure that engineers are ethical. So, what is the NSP? The NSP is a national society of professional engineers. It's an association that takes interest for licensed professional engineers in the United States. It was established in 1934, and it has a goal, which is to create inclusive and non-technical organization that takes interest in licensed professional engineers, and they set rules, right? They come with a code of ethics that are meant to be respected for engineers in any particular field. One, fundamental canons hold paramountcy to safety, health, and welfare of the public. Perform services only in area of their competence. Act for each employer or clients as faithful agents or trustees. Avoid deceptive acts. So hold paramountcy to safety, health, and welfare public. If an engineer is to be ethical, he has to view his work as preserving the public good, right? And one way to preserve the public good is to not break any law, right? If I'm an engineer, I'm not gonna break any laws because I have to do a project. That's not being ethical. So that's not to do, right? And here we have an engineer judgment. So for example, if I'm an engineer, right, and I'm working upon a project, and I know that a certain materials will create a toxic gas that will not be good for the population, I should be able to say something. I should be able to insist so that we can find a better way to deal with the materials that we have in front of us so that we can preserve the public good. Two, perform services in the area of competence. If you are not well trained, if you are not competent enough, you cannot be working as an engineer in a factory, for example. Otherwise, your actions might lead to a tragedy. So this is why we should not be lying about our competences, and we should not be working in areas where we have no clue what's going on. Act for each employer or clients as faithful agents or trustees. If I'm an engineer and I have some issues, some problems with somebody I work with, I should be able to take it aside. I should be able to focus on what needs to be done, right? And also, if I'm working for a client, we were assigned a project, I should be able to communicate with the client to let him know what went wrong, what's going well, and how, just better communicate. Avoid deceptive acts. Deceptive acts is just lying, right? For example, lying about qualifications. Some projects require permits or qualifications. So I can lie about qualifications and permits so I get to work on a project, but I should not be doing that. Otherwise, it can result in some tragedies, right? Some disaster, and that's not going to be good for the public. That's not going to preserve the public good. So this is an example where fundamental canons were broken, right? So this is the nuclear disaster that took place in Chernobyl, Ukraine, right? What happened was there was an engineer that was not trained, that was not experienced, that was not competent, and he was working on the materials, right? And he didn't really know the properties of the materials, so he ended up exploding, right? So as we can see right here, and that was a tragedy. You know, a lot of people died from it, and that's the reason why we should not be breaking fundamental canons. Thank you for following my presentation.